I'm going to kick off the awards, and then a variety of people will be coming up to talk about awards and talk about the people that have received those awards. So what I'm going to do right now is, I'm sure you all know who Debbie Bestwick is, and last year Debbie won an award, but it's taken us a year to have ready,
and patience,
very, very patient, the actual award that we're going to give out. Last year it was. I've got a picture here. There is Debbie receiving her award last year. You know, and it wasn't bad. There was flowers and there was champagne. But actually, there needs to be an actual big, heavy award, which I am now going to give to Debbie. So you do. So Debbie, stay there. I've got to make sure that you've got the right one, which is this one. So actually, otherwise, yeah, every year Debbie's going to be back. So I'm really delighted to present this award to Debbie. Debbie does the most amazing work in the industry. She's such a role model and somebody to really look up to and aspire to. So this award is the European Women in Games Hall of Fame Award for 2015, which I am going to give to Debbie now. That's great. And this year, for the first time, we are announcing some student awards. We have 6 student awards to bring to your attention. And Helen Kennedy from the University of Brighton who has been running a programme called ReFig, which she's going to tell you something about in a minute, has supported these awards. And we're really, really happy to have these awards that have enabled students and just graduated students to come to the conference free of charge, to have their travel reimbursed and to be able to stay in London for 2 nights. It makes a big difference because it's really meant that they've been able to come from long distances. I really believe in supporting young women into the games industry, and this is one way that we are trying to do that. So I'm going to hand you over to Helen now, who is going to...
We've gotten slightly out of order, I think, but that doesn't matter.
Okay.
That doesn't matter.
It's been a long day for me. Be sympathetic.
Yeah, but it's okay. We can improvise, can't we?
Yeah.
So I'm Helen Kennedy. I was actually one of the original speakers at the very first UK-based Women in Games organisation back in 2004, and Women in Games job kind of took that up when it kind of came to a demise in 2010. So I've been working in the field of supporting women's work in games since at least 1994. At the moment, I'm standing here in front of you as the representative of an international collaboration called ReFig. You might see the logo appear later on. ReFig is an international collaboration supported by the Society for the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council in Canada, that features some sort of 40 organisations working around the world across 4 key areas of priority in order to it has the big ambition, the global ambition of actually transforming the face of the games culture, games industry and games education. It's doing that over 5 years using all kinds of partnerships and all kinds of other funds in order to stimulate that kind of activity. So I've been delighted to be able to collaborate with Women in Games on a number of initiatives this year because our aims are so consonant. I'm the lead on the industry strand, but also coordinate all of the UK's activity in this area, and we're just sort of hitting the ground running now with a series of activities that are going to be taking place in the autumn this year, not least of which will be a 24 women taking part in a 24-hour all-female games jamboree that's taking place in 5 UK locations and maybe another 5 locations internationally. Anyone interested in participating, we're making a lot of funding available to help people to participate, and we also will be having prizes going on internationally, both locally and internationally. So if anybody's interested in hearing a little bit more about that, then do contact me or contact me via the organisers. That's going to take place on the 14th of October, in the week that also celebrates Ada Lovelace Day, for those of you that follow that event. One of the key kind of quotes, or the ambition that we have in the games industry strand, is as follows, and this is perhaps something that everyone in this room would share. So the games industry has the capacity to deliver rich, meaningful, creative and stimulating cultural experiences that can also contribute new tools for education and new avenues for economic prosperity. A diverse, inclusive and representative workforce will ensure it achieves this with opportunities for all. That's very far from the current picture, but that's the ambition, the statement that we want to be able to say at the end of our 5 years. So we share a lot of the ambitions of Women in Games. So I've been delighted to work with Mary Claire and David on this first year of being able to support these students to come, and we hope that those students will go forth in the world to be the role models that you're all talking about needing in 5-10 years' time. So I'm really delighted that they're all here and can be recognised. Mary Claire, will you read out their names? And Debbie, will you shake their hands and make them feel important?
I will read out their names, but I don't have a list of names.
They are on here.
Okay, but I've got to jump. You're going to have to forgive me here. And
it's right, I can make it blank.
Yeah, blank it.
I just need to...
Can you blank it? Yeah, and
I just need to move the...
blank screen.
Slides forward.
There we go.
Okay, now you can't see us as we catch
There's a little bit of magic happening now. Thanks, Mary Claire.
No, thank you,
Thanks,
Helen.
Debbie.
So you just put up that one there.
It's this one.
Okay, so that was Helen.
And then we're going to go backwards in a little while. So we're going to go forwards just for a minute. Okay, so the winners of the student awards are listed above, and we thank Helen again, and Debbie is going to just shake hands with those students as they come down. So if the students could prepare to come down, that would be brilliant. And the first student award goes to Robin Wilkinson from Liverpool. That's all you need to do, and if you want to just stay down here for a little while, we'll take a picture. Yeah. You can see that we've not done this award before. Robin, if you could stay down here, that would be brilliant. Another award goes to Liz Mercury, MSc in Computer Game Software Development at Sheffield Hallam University.
It's your big moment, Liz.
Okay, and the next award goes to Hannah Aiken from BA Game Design and Production Management at Abertay University.
Congratulations.
The next award goes to Amy Parish, MA Games, Norwich University of the Arts. The next award is Sarah Wright, BA Game Art and Design, De Montfort University. But not least is Stephanie McKee, MA Game Design, University of Central Lancashire. go. Helen, how did you blank that screen out? Oh, it's all right. It's very obvious, isn't it? Thank you. Okay, and then I'm going to go
we
back.
all go and stand and have a picture taken with them.
Well, Mary Claire can go over there.
Yeah, Mary Claire.
So, David, are you going to do this? Yeah. Okay. I will. You take this.
Well, I'll take the mic. So.
This way, yeah, because I've got the window behind you, so this
Go that way.
this side of the banner. Thank you.
There you go.
Come on, my dear.
Slide in there.
Wait for it.
Say cheese. Cheese.
Well done. Thank you. Brilliant.
Can we return to seats? Or?
Okay, thank you, ladies. Okay, now we're going to move on to this year's European Women in Games Hall of Fame Awards. For some reason I'm holding the microphone. My name's David Smith. I'm the founder of the Women in Games organisation. I'm also the architect behind this behind this conference. And I know we've had a slight hiccup with the slides, so we may have given the game away already. But I had a lot to do in choosing who is this year's winner. The reality is that for the first 4 years of these awards, they were sponsored by Electronic Arts, and the last 2 years we have been struggling to find a sponsor. So normally we'd have quite a big, extensive exercise where we take nominations, we get votes, and as in the years when Mary Claire has won in the past, for example, it's sort of all above board, and it's a vote-winning situation. This year, as in last year, because we failed to get a sponsor, and it is not expensive to become a sponsor, so I'm just dropping the hint now publicly that it would be great to have a sponsor. We've been giving special awards. So we had a special award for Debbie last year. We have a special award for this a winner this year, and the winner this year is Sitara Schefter from Sumo Digital. I've got some slides together just to tell you a little bit more about Sitara and why she's won this year. Some people may already have seen her sitting in today on the Minority and a Minority panel. But she also spoke 2 years ago. She volunteered to talk about the game that she's making up at Sumo for Media Molecule. But it's these next slides that made the sort of biggest impression on me, and I'm going to sort of pass it on to you if I can. But this is Sitara in action. She raised money locally in Sheffield with her sister, and has been out to the island of Lesbos at least twice. And these are the kind of pictures that she posted on her Facebook feed. Not very many, very sort of understated, and if you read the comments, they are there to sort of illustrate the sort of person she is. But I'm going to read this one. This is Ahmed, a 15-year-old Syrian refugee who has been translating for me this evening to help us provide medical aid to others in Lesbos. He's blind in one eye as he was hit by a bomb last year, and yet he had more courage than anyone I've ever met. I hope he and his family finally find some safety. Saw this at the top of the Afghan hill in Morea camp. Speaks volumes about the reality of the situation out here. This is a picture of her with her sister. It's 5 o'clock in the morning here in freezing temperatures. We've been patrolling the south coast all night, and thankfully no boats have come in so far. Now we've been distributing breakfast at the port and are heading back to the coast. Help first, sleep later. So I'd just like to say congratulations again to Sitara. I think we should clap. So it's a special award for her work, both for the games industry and for the planet, basically. Welcome to the European Women in Games Hall of Fame.